The sun has gone in briefly.
Yes.
You've got a blanket round you.
I have the blanket.
You have a blanket, so you're feeling okay?
I'm feeling good. It feels so good to be here. Cheltenham is beautiful.
It's a very beautiful place, isn't it? And it's not far from where you grew up, really, is it?
Right.
Yeah, it's not far from Birmingham.
Close to home in Birmingham, where I'm from. Yeah.
I imagine you've not felt close to home for some time because things have really happened for you, and are going a bit crazy right now. How are you coping with this rise to stardom?
Wow. Coping is a good word. I'm adjusting all the time. It is a tremendous whirlwind. I'm on a high all the time. It's just getting used to being in different places all the time. But I'm getting to do what I really love, and I have a fantastic band. I feel so honoured to play with them in my live shows, and so right now, yeah, I'm on top of the moon.
Well, I'm going to ask you questions that I want answers to. Okay, because
cool.
as you know, I'm a fan of yours, and what struck me immediately about your EP was that it seemed like the conception of it was so unbelievably assured. It sounded like you have been dreaming up this sound for your music since you started thinking about being a musician, because no part of it feels like you've made any half decision. It feels like you did exactly what you wanted to do. Where I know you had a background singing in gospel choirs. I know you've had a musical background, and I'd like you to tell me a little bit about that. But if you could kind of err on the side, how did you know you were going to make this kind of music?
Wow, what a question. I think having grown up around musicians as a kid, and I would say sort of amateur musicians, so my brother and sister who play violin and cello and they sing, I think I just have so many fantastic memories of always making music and always wanting to be in a creative space, and thankfully I had parents that always let me loose and do that. And so I would, yes, also feel like this album has been kind of 20 years in the making, just because for me expressing myself through music has been something that I've always wanted to do, and Sing to the Moon was finally the most liberating point that I've ever been, yeah, I just feel like this is an album that's authentically me, yes, and it's a celebration of everything that I've ever loved about music, so I guess maybe that's why it's assured.
Your music is really, I find actually the melodies in some ways are quite simple, but the construction of the songs is very complicated, and the orchestration is very complicated, and it sounds like this amazingly rounded thing. Did you have that orchestral conception when you went into making this music?
Yeah, I basically got a laptop, an Apple laptop, which I'm really not great with technology at all. So I was newly married, and my husband's like an Apple geek, and so
they normally are.
Yeah. I'm married an Apple geek, and he said it would be cool for me to, if I wanted to songwrite or song sketch, I could use GarageBand, this software. And for ages I put it off, and I got a teaching job, and in the teaching job they required me to use this software, so it was a kickstart, and I just found it really easy to use, and obviously there were all these sample sounds on there, and I found myself gravitating towards using orchestral sounds, and yeah, I wanted to create this Laura Mvula orchestra and choir, and just, it was my high really at the beginning. It was just, I loved layering sounds. I thought it was so freeing for me. And for the first time, I wasn't really majorly concerned with what people thought about it, which for me was a big change.
Would you say you kind of struggled with the confidence to perform in front of people then?
Absolutely, right. I hated that. And if you'd have said to me, you're going to sing your own, like a year or 2 years ago, if you'd have said you're going to do your own solo project, I would have said, no, that's not really my vibe. Like, I've always loved being a part of an ensemble and all of that. But I think this felt different because I wanted to tell stories. I wanted to tell my story, and it wasn't about, trying to have a fantastic voice or even writing the most amazing chord progression. It was just about being truthful. I know it sounds vague, but it was a really natural...
I think you explained it very well. Laura, thanks so much. Have a great show.
Thank you.